with the best. Get down, rockin' with the best. Get down, rockin' with the best. With the best.
Hey everyone, this is Matt from Akai Professional down here at Absolute Music, and as you can see from this setup, we are running a nice little hybrid setup from the Akai Force and our DJ mixer setup. So with the Force, as you can see, we have a number of tracks set up on our project here. So to build that track, what I was doing is starting with my kit. And as far as my recording settings go, I have everything set to a 2-bar record. This means that at the end of the 2-bar loop, I can come away and start making some sounds on another track. So I started then adding the piano. Now using the note mode, in this case, if I press shift and note, you can see I have my root note set to A minor, and I'm in scales mode, which means using the pink pads will produce my root note, and my white pads will be everything in between. So if I run up this scale here, and if we look at the screen, you can see this is set to a pentatonic minor, but of course I can cycle through. If I start with my major, I've also got harmonic minor, and all the way through to my modes. So in addition to my scales modes, I also have chords and progressions mode as well. So here I have a synth pad set up, and you can hear the Force has assigned an entire chord to one pad. And like my scales mode, I can also change my scale type and also my root as well. So let's page down to my major, and let's also keep this as major, and let's take this up to a B. So let's look at progressions mode now. If we page along, like chords mode, the Force assigns an entire chord to a single pad. But with progressions, we can cycle through different progression types based on genre, and the Force will map it across the pads according to that genre type. So let's go down to my progressions, and if I scroll through, you'll see we have everything from ballad, dance, gospel, jazz, and pop. So let's take this up to the very top and go with ballad 1, and you'll hear how the Force has mapped this progression across the pads. So if I page down there to the jazz progression, you'll hear this is now more of a modal type feel. So on track 4, I have an instant setup of my bassline plugin. So if I hit my track edit on the track I'm focused on, you'll see we have the whole plugin GUI to work with. Now again, this is a multi-touch, multi-gesture screen. That means I can touch a value and edit it using the touch screen, or I can touch a value and use my encoder. So if I hit knobs mode and touch screen, we have all of our plugin parameters mapped to the 8 rotary encoders. So I can page along each of the screens in this plugin, and as I go to each tab, you'll see each of these values are represented in the 8 rotary encoders. And finally, I have another instance of a synth setup. So if I go to menu now and hit track edit, you can see we have our tube synth plugin. So for this track, I was running an Arpeggiator. So if I hit Arp, Now if I hit Shift and Arp, I can configure any of my Arp settings, such as the time division and the Arp style in which we play. And finally, for the turntable setup, I have an audio track setup. Now for the track count on Force, we can have up to 8 audio tracks, we can have up to 8 plug-in tracks, but we can also have 128 MIDI tracks. And this can include key groups, drum programs, but also in CV and gate connections as well. So for the audio track, if I hit Mixer and then go to my audio track there, you can see I have it on input monitoring, so we can monitor all audio coming in. If I tap it again, we have auto input monitoring, which means as soon as I record on the track, audio will pass through. Okay, so Steve's joined us now from Absolute, aka DJ X-Rated.
Hi.
Good to see you. So obviously we're running the Force here in combination with like a scratch setup. And in terms of the functionality of the Force, obviously yourself are an MPC user, but you come from that background. How do you find it in terms of, let's say, some of the classic MPC workflows with the kind of more clip-based workflows?
Very, very familiar, very intuitive. So coming from a, like you say, from the MPC background, very easy to slot into, all the things make sense. Also use a push as well. So from that point of view, it's very intuitive. Yeah, nice and easy to jump on and get to grips with.
Yeah, cool. So you can use it as we are here with a hub. So it's not just limited to, let's say, turntables. These are line mic, so we can have condenser mics, and we can also have instrument level and line level, so we can plug a guitar in, sampler, or like an old school MPC. And we can also MIDI and CV those as well. So as far as fitting into a studio, I'm pretty sure it can do the job in that sense.
Yeah, nice interface.
Yeah, cool. Now, as far as things like Ableton Link, could you see yourself kind of integrating this in kind of a live DJ setup?
Yeah, anything goes really. So there's no sort of gatekeeping for me with products. I'd look at this completely open-minded and just say what can we do with it. So yeah, ideal. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Brilliant.
In terms of note mode, you mentioned yourself being a push user. So if I go to note mode now and go to my piano, do you yourself come from like a theoretical music background?
Not at all, no. I was banned from music at school, so
okay.
For various reasons.
Too busy on the
maybe, yeah. But yeah, it's very intuitive, it's just, like I said before, it's just, you can jump on it, kind of sort of figure it out, even if you haven't used it before. Some of my students, I presented them with this the other day, and just within 5 minutes they were just finding loads of things out on it. So it leads you along nicely,
Because in terms of like this note mode, while a piano player may look at it and think, it's a little different than what they're used to, obviously you're kind of flipping your perspective on things, I find. So with something like running your scales up and down in this manner, you're happening upon new ideas in a way you maybe wouldn't if you're locked into a traditional idea.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you definitely put things together in a unique way on that. Like I can't play keys, so for me, I can figure out bass lines very quickly and easily. And when you press one, the other one lights up, and it kind of makes sense. So and you can chop and change things around, of course, but it definitely makes sense from the word go.
So you mentioned you're an MPC user, and you're also running the MPC Live as well,
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. On addition with the still rocking the 3000.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah.
Now we're actually using the new skills expansion pack with the Force, so it's kind of cross-platform between the Live and the X and the Force. So have you checked out those expansion packs as well?
Yes, I've dabbled with them, and I love the sounds in them. There's lots of nice sort of sample-based sounds. If you're a big sample-based musician, then they're just home.
Yeah,
it's great. It's a great database just to work from. The drums on there are really good. There's some really good kits. So if you need decent kits, there's some really nice, good quality kits on there. So yeah, enjoying it. Yeah.
So obviously the Force is completely self-contained and standalone. In terms of media, obviously you've got your 2 USBs at the back, and you've also got SD card at the front. But then with the Force, we actually have a built-in SATA docking bay, so you could install like an SSD drive in there, and just lending itself to the whole getting away from the laptop. You could have all your content and sample content on the unit just in situ, if you will. Is that something you think you'd benefit from?
Yeah, as a working DJ and a producer, with the Live, for example, I've just sat in the beat, sat in the car park making a beat before while I'm waiting for my missus. It's a great little tool. And with this, it's completely mobile, standalone, so you could just take it anywhere and make a beat, or start getting ideas together. So yeah, definitely, it's a big plus, having no laptop face. So yeah, very nice.
Okay, so that's a very quick overview of the Force. For more information on this product, check out the Absolute website or head in store. Thanks for watching.